Good morning, children. How are you all? Hope you all are taking a good care of yourself. So, children, let us start today's class of grade 10th. This is class 10th, subject mathematics, chapter number 6, triangles. Children, today I am going to deliver you summary lecture. Fine? As we have finished the complete chapter number 6, triangle, in total 15 lectures. So today I am going to explain you the complete summary of the chapter. Fine? So children, in today's summary lecture, the topics which I am going to make you recall, they are: number 1, I will make you recall about similar figures. Number 2, about similar triangles. Number 3, we will be revising basic proportionality theorem, that is also known as Thales theorem. Number 4, we will be doing some problem sums based on basic proportionality theorem. Okay. Then the fifth topic which I am going to make you recall, that is the statement of all the similarity criteria, that is AAA, or we call it AA also, SSS and SAS. Clear? After that, sixth topic which we are going to recall today, that is Pythagoras theorem. And ultimately we will be doing some problems based on Pythagoras theorem. Got it, children? So children, I am going to start my summary lecture with the very first topic, that is, what do you mean by similar figures? Two geometrical figures are said to be similar figures if they have same shape but not necessarily the same size. Children, do you remember when I explained you the very first lecture of chapter number 6, triangles? Then I explained you what is the difference between congruency as well as similarity. If there are two figures given to you and it is said that both the figures are congruent to each other, so it means that the size as well as the shape of both the figures are absolutely same, exactly same. Means we can say that one figure is the replica of the another one. If I am going to overlap one figure on the another one, so definitely they both are going to overlap each other exactly. So this is the condition for congruency. But as I am going to talk about the similar figures, here the shape must be same without taking care of its size. Okay, size can be varied of both the shapes, but the shape should be same. For example, if I am going to talk about one equilateral triangle and another square, then we cannot say that they both are similar to each other. Okay, equilateral triangle must be compared with equilateral triangle only. No problem whether their sizes are going to be different. Clear? In the same manner, square will be compared with square only, not with any other quadrilateral. Got it? So let us understand the concept of similar figures through these two examples. Children, here you can see that I have drawn, in first example, I have drawn two equilateral triangles, and in another example, I have drawn two squares. Okay. So just look at here. Here I have taken first equilateral triangle with dimension or with the length of each side is 5 centimeter. Here you can see that there is an equilateral triangle. The length of each and every side is 2 centimeter. So these two figures will not be called congruent to each other. Why? Because though the shapes are same but the sizes are different, but they will be called similar to each other. Okay? Because in similarity I told you that the shape matters but size does not matter. In the same manner, if I am going to talk about these two squares, will they be congruent to each other? No, because the size of the first square is bigger than the size of the second square. Correct? But they both will be called similar to each other. Children, you know that this is the sign of similarity and this is the sign of congruency. Okay. So now let us switch to the next topic, that is, what do you mean by similar triangles? As we are going to learn the chapter triangles, so we are going to deal with the similarity of the triangles. So before it, what is the question arises in my mind? That is what do you mean by triangle? A triangle is a polygon which is made up of 3 line segments. It has 3 sides and 3 angles. Now I am going to explain you the similarity of triangles. So 2 triangles are said to be similar to each other if, number 1, their corresponding angles are equal. Number 2, their corresponding sides are in the same ratio, means they are proportional to each other. So let us recall these 2 statements through these figures. Here you can see I have taken 2 triangles, triangle ABC as well as triangle PQR. Okay, angle A is in the correspondence with angle P, angle B with angle Q, angle C with angle R. Okay, so if angle A is equal to angle P, angle B is equal to angle Q, and angle C is equal to angle R, it means all the 3 angles of first triangle are equal to the corresponding 3 angles of the another triangle. Correct? So first condition of similarity of triangle is satisfied. Now let us talk about the second condition, that is based on corresponding sides ratio. Here children, you can see that AB is in the correspondence relation with PQ, BC with QR, and AC with PR. So what is said when these 2 triangles will be called similar on the basis of sides? If AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR is equal to AC upon PR, means their corresponding sides are in the same ratio. Then as both the conditions are going to be satisfied, so we can say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. And this I have just told you that this curved sign is the symbol of similarity. Okay. So children, our next topic is theorem 6.1, that is basic proportionality theorem, which is also known as Thales theorem. So let us recall, if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other 2 sides at 2 distinct points, then the other 2 sides are divided in the same ratio. Okay. So here you can see that this is a diagram of triangle ABC. D and E are 2 distinct points on side AB as well as on AC. So if a line is drawn from these 2 distinct points, that is line L, or even you can call it line DE also, which is parallel to the third side of the triangle. So here you can see that DE is parallel to BC. Then we have to prove that AD upon DB is equal to AE upon EC. Clear? So this we have to prove. So let us start its proof. This is most important theorem, children. You must know its proof. So what is given to us? Given triangle ABC in which DE is parallel to BC. You can see here. And it intersect AB at point D as well as AC at point E. You can see this line is going to intersect AB as well as AC at point D and E respectively. We have to prove that AD upon DB is equal to AE upon EC. This we have to prove. Okay children. So for that I have done some construction. What is the construction part? Please be alert. Join BE and CD. Along with it, I have drawn EF, which is a perpendicular on side AB, and DG, which is perpendicular on side AC. Correct? Okay, you tell me, if EF is perpendicular on complete AB, so will it not be perpendicular on AD as well? Of course. In the same manner, DG is perpendicular on AC, so it is perpendicular on AE also. Clear? Now, in proof, which 2 triangles I am going to take? Please be alert. I am going to take this triangle ADE and this triangle, that is BDE. Fine. While taking EF as an altitude. Children, basically I am going to calculate the area of both of these triangles. Look, area of triangle ADE and area of triangle BDE, and after that I will be calculating their ratio. So let us recall the formula to calculate the area of triangle. That is half into base into height. So in triangle ADE, if I am going to take EF as a base, EF as a perpendicular, so this EF will become the perpendicular for this obtuse triangle BDE as well. Just this concept I am going to explain you with a simple diagram. Here you can see that in an obtuse angled triangle, always altitude is drawn outside. Okay, on the extended base, you can see on the produced base, there is a triangle ABC, which is an obtuse angled triangle. As I drew the altitude, so I have extended, I have produced this CB up to D. Okay, so in an obtuse angled triangle, always altitude is drawn outside the figure. So children, let us calculate the area of triangle ADE. This is half into base is AD into EF, because EF is altitude. The same thing is written upon. Let us talk about triangle BDE. This is BDE. Again EF is the altitude, but what would be the base? Base will be BD, which is going to be extend up to point F. So I have taken half into DB into EF. Okay, half and half are going to be cancelled. EF and EF are also going to be cancelled. So we are left with AD upon DB. Let it consider as equation number 1. Now children, let us calculate the ratio of the area of another two triangle while taking DG as an altitude. Now DG will be the altitude. So I am going to take triangle ADE and triangle DEC. Here I took BDE, now I am going to take DCE. Okay. So it will be half into AE will be the base into DG. Just check, half into AE into DG. But if I am going to talk about obtuse angled triangle, that is DEC. DEC. So while taking DG as an altitude, it is going to join extended part of CE at point G. So what would be the base? Of course CE. So the area of the triangle will be half into CE into DG. DG and half are going to be cancelled. So we are left with the AE upon EC. That is equation number 2. Okay. Now children, just observe in the diagram. Triangle BDE and triangle DEC. They both are on the same base, that is DE, and between the same parallel. So you learnt one theorem in class 9th, that if there are two triangles formed which are on the same base and between the two parallels, then their areas are always equal. So can I say that area of triangle BDE and area of triangle DEC will be same? So just look at here. Area of triangle BDE and area of triangle DEC are same. And what about area of ADE and ADE? That is also same. So if this left hand side of equation number 1 and left hand side of equation number 2 are same, then can we say that their right hand side will also be same? Correct? So whatever I have explained you, now I am going to show you through notes. Since triangle BDE and triangle DEC stand on the same base, that is DE, and between the same parallel, DE and BC. So area of triangle BDE must be equal to area of triangle DEC. Correct? So from equation number 1 and 2, what can we say? That AD upon DB is equal to AE upon EC. This is nothing but the same thing which we wanted to prove. Just look at here. This is AD upon DB is equal to AE upon EC. So hence BPT proof is proved now. So now one more thing is also attached with basic proportionality theorem, that is its corollary. So in corollary, children, we are going to use the proof of this theorem BPT, that is AD upon DB is equal to AE upon EC, that we are going to prove. But first of all, what we are going to learn through corollary? In corollary, we are going to learn AD upon AB is equal to AE upon EC. This is corollary number 1. So to prove the corollary, what I have done, this is the result of BPT, that is AD upon DB is equal to AE upon EC. I am going to add 1 on both the sides. So after adding 1, I have got DB as LCM. So I have got AD plus DB upon DB is equal to AE plus EC upon EC. So AD plus DB is what? Complete AB. So it would become AB upon DB is equal to AE plus EC is what? That is AC. AC upon EC. Let us take its reciprocal. So I have got DB upon AB is equal to EC upon AC. So basically through corollary, I have made you understand that this BD upon AB is equal to CE upon AC. Means this smaller part, smaller side you can say. So in the same manner, there will be one more corollary, that is AD upon AB is equal to AE upon AC. So let us see how that will be proved now. Again, I am going to use the same result of BPT, that is basic proportionality theorem. Now in this case, I am going to take reciprocal and then adding 1. So let us take reciprocal. As I took reciprocal, I have got DB upon AD plus 1 is equal to EC upon AE plus 1, because we have to add 1 also. So I took LCM. It has become AD will be the LCM, that is DB plus AD. That is what? Complete AB. So it has become AB upon AD is equal to EC plus AE upon AE, that is AC upon AE. Now again take reciprocal. So I have got AD upon AB is equal to AE upon AC. Got it? So these were the two corollaries which we will apply in some questions also, that you know very well. Clear? So now there is one statement of converse of BPT that I am going to make you recall. In BPT you learnt that if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, then that line is going to intersect other two sides of a triangle at two distinct points, and then those two sides will be divided in the same ratio. But here what is given to you? Please be alert, as it is the converse. If a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, means you will be given that AD upon DB is equal to AE upon EC. But what you have to prove? You have to prove that line DE is parallel to the side BC. Got it? So now children, I am going to take the application part of basic proportionality theorem through this question. This is exercise 6.2, question number 4 I am going to pick. In figure 6.19, DE is parallel to AC. You can see DE, which is with double arrow, is parallel to AC. And DF, which is with single arrow, is parallel to AE. Then we have to prove that BF upon FE is equal to BE upon EC. This we have to prove. So children, first of all, you have to choose the appropriate triangle in which the parallel lines are lying. Okay. In triangle BAE, this is BAE, I am going to take first of all. So here you can see in triangle BAE that DF is parallel to AE. So if DF is parallel to AE, then by BPT I can say that BD upon DA is equal to BF upon FE. Clear? So let it consider as equation number 1. Now I am going to take the bigger triangle, that is BAC, where DE is parallel to AC. So now apply BPT again. It would become BD upon DA is equal to BE upon EC. Correct? So that would be equation number 2. From equation number 1 and 2, what did I observe? That the BF upon FE as well as BE upon EC, they both are equal to BD upon DA. So it implies to that BF upon FE is equal to BE upon EC. The same thing we wanted to prove. Got it? Let us take one more problem now based on BPT. ABCD is a trapezium in which AB is parallel to DC. You can see in the diagram. And its diagonal intersect each other at point O. AC and DB are going to intersect at O. We have to prove that AO upon OB is equal to CO upon DO. Reshuffling can also be done, children. Remember, this can be asked like this also, that AO upon OC is equal to BO upon OD. In this manner also it can be asked. So let us start. Given ABCD is a trapezium in which AB is parallel to CD and diagonal AC and BD intersect each other at O. We have to prove that AO upon BO is equal to CO upon DO. So children, to prove this question, to prove this theorem, I have drawn one line, that is EOF, which is parallel to AB. So definitely it must be parallel to CD as well, because ABCD is a trapezium in which AB and CD both are parallel. So if EOF is parallel to AB, it must be parallel to CD as well. So these three lines are parallel to each other. Okay. So now children, this to prove will help me to choose the appropriate triangle. I saw here that I want AO as well as I want CO also. So AO and CO are present here. So in triangle ACD, as EO is parallel to CD, can I apply BPT? That is AE upon ED is equal to AO upon OC. Got it? The same thing is written over here. That AE upon ED is equal to AO upon OC by BPT in triangle ACT. Okay, let it consider as equation number 1. Now I want BO and OD. So which triangle should I choose? I will be choosing triangle ABD. There is a reason behind it. Why? Because OE is parallel to AB. Correct? So I can apply BPT now. That would be AE upon ED is equal to BO upon OD. So I got AE upon ED in first equation also. Now also I am going to get. So what does it imply? It implies that AO upon OC must be equal to BO upon OD. Correct? Now just look at here. In triangle ABD, as OE is parallel to, look here, this OE is parallel to BA. Correct? So I can say that AE upon ED is equal to BO upon OD. The same thing is written by BPT. Now from equation number 1 and equation number 2, I observed that AO upon OC is equal to BO upon OD. So the same thing is written over here. Correct? As they both were equal to AE upon ED. That's why. Now we can cross multiply. This BO we can bring here and OC we can take there. So it implies to AO upon BO is equal to CO upon DO. Hence proved. Now children, after this our next topic is that I am going to make you recall the statement of all the 3 criteria of similarity of triangle. So the very first criteria is AAA. Let us recall its statement. If in 2 triangles corresponding angles are equal, means this is given equal to us, all 3 angles of first triangle are equal to the corresponding 3 angles of another triangle, then their corresponding sides are in the same ratio, and ultimately 2 triangles will become similar because both the conditions will be satisfied. Clear, children? One more thing I want to tell you, this triple A is nothing but double A also. Because if two angles of first triangle are equal to the corresponding two angles of another triangle, it means the third one will be automatically equal. Now our next criteria is side similarity criteria. So let us recall its statement once. If in two triangles, sides of one triangle are proportional or in the same ratio to the sides of the another triangle, then what we have to prove? We have to prove that corresponding angles are equal. Now if we are going to prove that corresponding angles are equal, then both the conditions will be satisfied and ultimately the triangles will become similar. Clear? So this statement we are going to use to solve the questions. Now this is the last criteria, that is side angle side. Make sure, children, the angle must be the included one of those very sides whose ratio is equal given to us. Okay. If one angle of a triangle is equal to one angle of the another triangle and the sides including these angles are proportional, then two angles are called similar to each other. Got it? Means if I am going to talk about AB, triangle ABC and triangle DEF, and I have taken included angle A as well as angle D, then which corresponding sides ratio will be same? That is AB upon DE must be equal to AC upon DF, because between these two sides ratio angle A as well as angle D lies. They are the included angle for these two sides ratio. Got it? So this statement again we are going to use to solve the questions that you know very well, children. I have discussed these through my lectures also as well as in doubt sessions also. Now here comes the most important theorem, that is Pythagoras theorem. So let us give a quick recall to the proof of this theorem. In a right angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of other two sides. Okay. So children, here you can see that this is a right angled triangle which is right angle at B. Clear? So from B I have drawn one perpendicular on side AC. Clear? Basically to prove this theorem 6.8, I made you understand theorem 6.7. So let us recall the statement of that theorem 6.7 first, so that we can better recall this theorem. Okay. If a perpendicular is drawn from the vertex of a right angle of a right angled triangle, then there will be two triangles formed. You can see here there are two triangles formed. These two triangles are similar to each other as well as they are similar to the bigger triangle, that is ABC. Clear? So this statement we are going to use to prove this theorem. So what is given to us in Pythagoras theorem? We will be having a right angled triangle ABC given, which is right angle at B. To prove AC square, because AC is the hypotenuse as it is opposite of 90 degree. AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So as we have to apply theorem 6.7, for that I am going to draw one perpendicular from this right angle vertex of a right angled triangle, that is ABC, which is right angle at B. Correct? So BD is perpendicular on AC. You can see here. Correct? Using theorem 6.7, I told you that this smaller triangle, that is ADB, must be similar to ABC. How? Let us check. In triangle ADB, you can see that ADB is of 90 degree, and in triangle ABC, angle B is of 90 degree. So 90-90 equal. And angle A is common in both the triangles. So by double A similarity criteria, we can say that triangle ADB is similar to triangle ABC. Fine. So it means the ratio of their corresponding sides must be equal as the triangles are similar to each other. So it will be AD upon AB is equal to AB upon AC is equal to DB upon BC as well. But I don't require that. Why? Because in to prove I want AB square. So that I can got only these two relations. While cross multiplying, I have got AB square is equal to AD into DC. Let it consider as equation number 1. Now children, in the same manner we have to prove that triangle BDC is similar to triangle ABC. Same strategy. Angle C is common. Angle BDC is of 90 degree and angle ABC is also of 90 degree. Fine. So now by double A similarity criteria or while applying theorem 6.7, I can say that triangle BDC is similar to triangle ABC. So their corresponding sides ratio must be same. It means DC upon BC is equal to BC upon AC is equal to BD upon AB also. But I don't require that relation as I want BC square here. So while cross multiplying, I have got BC square is equal to DC into AC. Right children? So let it consider as equation number 2. Now I am going to add equation number 1 and 2. Why? Because I want AB square plus BC square. So when left hand side will be added, in right hand side I have got AD into AC. This is from equation number 1 plus DC into AC. Taking AC as common. So I have got AD plus DC into AC. AD plus DC is nothing but AC only. The complete side I can show you in the figure. This is AD plus DC is complete AC only. Correct? So AC into AC will become AC square. Means hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus height square. Hence proved. Now children, I am going to explain you the usage of Pythagoras theorem through this question, that is question number 15. It is most important question, so please be alert. In an equilateral triangle ABC, D is a point on BC such that this BD is 1/3 of BC. Okay, we have to prove that 9AD square is equal to 7AB square. Clear? So children, as you know that I am going to talk about the square. These square I can get either while proving the similarity of the triangles or while applying Pythagoras theorem. And Pythagoras theorem cannot be applied until or unless we will be having an altitude. So first of all, I am going to draw one altitude from point A on side BC. That is AE is perpendicular on BC. Correct? As you know that this is an equilateral triangle, so the dimension or the length of each and every side will be equal. So let it consider as A. Clear? So then can I say that BD is 1/3 of A? Means this will be A by 3. Correct? So now let us start solving this question. But before that children, do you know that I have taken so many questions which are based on Pythagoras theorem application. I always used to say that you have to reach on to prove. Here you observe you have AD square. So you choose that very triangle which will provide you AD as an hypotenuse. Okay. In the same manner, I have to choose that very right angle triangle which will provide me AB as an hypotenuse. So let us start. Draw an equilateral triangle ABC. Given D is a point on side BC such that BD is equal to 1/3 of BC. Correct? Now draw a line AE which is perpendicular on BC. Since children you know that in an equilateral triangle, altitude and the median, or I can call it the perpendicular bisector also, this is one and the same thing. So if AE is median, it is altitude also, then median you know that it is going to divide the opposite side in two equal parts. So can I say that this BE is equal to EC? It means BE is equal to EC is equal to A by 2. Correct? So is it clear to you? Can I say that BE is half of BC and EC is also half of BC? Why? Because AE is median, AE is altitude, and it is perpendicular bisector also. As you know that in equilateral triangle, median, perpendicular bisector and altitude is one and the same thing. So children, now be focused. If this complete BE is A by 2 and BD is A by 3, then can I calculate DE? How? It will be BE minus BD. That is A by 2 minus A by 3. Have a look. DE is equal to BE minus BD. That is A by 2 minus A by 3. While taking LCM, I have got A by 6. Okay. Now children, as I want AD square. So just look at here in the diagram. Which triangle should I choose for AD? I should choose ADE. Apply Pythagoras theorem in it. It would become AD square is equal to AE square plus DE square. Correct? So this will be equation number 1. Now again I am going to apply Pythagoras theorem in triangle AEB. This is AEB. AEB. Why? Because I want AB square now. AB square is equal to BE square plus AE square. The same thing is written. So let it consider as equation number 2. Now children, the most important point I am going to tell you. As you know that AD square is written on left hand side but AB square is on right hand side. Correct? So if I am going to bring AB on left side or AD square on right side, so definitely the sign will be changed. So through this, to prove I can judge whether I have to add the equations or will I have to subtract the equations. Fine. So now I am going to subtract equation number 1 from equation number 2. Because ADE is a smaller triangle. So definitely the dimension of AD will be lesser than AB. Correct? So while subtracting, I have got AB square minus AD square is equal to AE square will be cancelled because this will become of negative. And I have got BE square minus DE square. Correct? Children, I explained you that BE is equal to A by 2. Why? Because AE is median. Fine. So BE is equal to A by 2. This value I am going to insert over here. Minus DE also we calculated. How did we calculate DE? DE is equal to BE minus BD. Correct? Let me show you. This is DE is equal to BE minus BD. That was equal to A by 6. So let us insert the value of DE also, that is A by 6 whole square. Now I am going to open the brackets. It would become A square upon 4 minus A square upon 36. While taking LCM, I have got 9A square minus A square upon 36. That is 8A square upon 36. Cancel them. You will be getting 2 upon 9A square. And on left hand side, you will be getting AB square minus AD square. While cross multiplying, children, I have got 9AB square minus 9AD square is equal to twice of AB square. As you know that ABC is an equilateral triangle, so this A square I have replaced by AB square. I could replace it by BC square also. I could replace it by CA square also. But why did I replace it by AB square? There is a reason also. Because I wanted 7 times of AB square. This I can get only when if I am going to replace this A by AB. Correct? So this twice of AB square is going on left hand side. It would become 7 times of AB square is equal to 9 times of AD square. The same thing we wanted to prove. Correct, children? Children, I have taken variety of questions based on Pythagoras theorem earlier also in my lectures. Only the main thing which you have to keep in your mind, that is to choose the appropriate right angle triangle, and that definitely to prove will help you. For example, if in the same question I have to prove 9 AD square plus 7 AB square, then definitely I was going to add both of those equations. Okay, that was equation number 1 in which AD square was present, and another equation was AB in which AB square was present. So only to prove will help you, whether we have to add after applying Pythagoras theorem or we have to subtract. Got it, students? Now children, this is the time when you have to prove yourself. Okay, you have to do variety of questions which are based on Pythagoras, based on basic proportionality theorem. Okay, so that you can score very well in your test. Now this is your mathematics homework. Prepare chapter number 6 triangles for test tomorrow. Do at least 15 sums in practice notebook. And children, do not forget to mail me your maths homework. There are some children, those who remain confused whether we have to send practice homework or not. As there is no work given to do in homework notebook, so only work is given to do in practice notebook. Definitely you have to mail it to me. Got it? So that's it for the day about summary lecture. Okay, and come well prepared for the test tomorrow. Please like the video and do not forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you and have a nice day.